Hey, David Cato.
Hey, Ryan Driswicki.
Hey, listener or viewer. It is being weird. Welcome to Therapy Code.
That's funny. Welcome back to Therapy Code. Where what is it we're doing here?
Stuff and things. We're talking about therapy and what makes good therapists. I don't think we have a topic, but that's isn't that what makes isn't that our secret special sauce?
Yeah, because I tried to go back and look through text messages of Ryan and I to find out what we talked about we were going to talk about, and I couldn't find it. So
Yep. We're busy people
we
with
is.
important lives is, I guess.
And it's 8 p.m. on a I'm not gonna say on a Monday, 8 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm on a Tuesday.
And Brian's in Seattle and I am in Tucson.
Greetings from Seattle. The weather is cloudy.
Yeah, it's been raining for 2 days here.
Really?
Well, like a day and a half.
Is it like hard rain? Is it
So yesterday I was taking a nap after training and a big, huge clap of thunder woke me up from my nap. And I was like, this doesn't happen here. Why is this happening? And it rained hard for like maybe an hour and then it stopped for like 3 hours and then it did it again for another hour because I guess monsoon. I don't
monsoon?
really know.
Must be.
Yeah.
March
So
monsoon.
monsoon.
Yeah, don't do that here. Just a little drizzle, little drizzle. I don't know that I've seen like thunder or lightning. Hashtag Seattle. Am I right, listeners? That's good. I like that. I like that hand sitting up. Your beard is very long, David
Yeah.
Cato.
It is. And look, I got it like shaped so it's like
Look at
majestic,
that. It's very pointy. You
pointy.
look like an upside down carrot in a good way.
I'm glad you didn't pause before you said "in a good way."
Yeah. I mean, obviously in a good way. What is not good about an upside down carrot? Are you yawning?
Oh my gosh, what is with this yawning?
My
The
kids have
coffee is decaf, by the way, because it is after 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's good. My kids have been doing this thing lately. It's a game called Baby, where instead of me talking them into bed, they tuck me into bed and pretend like I'm their baby and they read to me. And it's really hard to get out of bed once you've been well tucked in with they bring in like 24 blankets, this whole big affair. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday and I have to get out of bed.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it's pretty great. Baby's a solid game.
Do they get mad if you get out of bed after they tucked you in?
No, I don't get mad. Yeah, I think it's probably like last Thursday or Friday. And they tucked me in and I was just like, good night, but I'm out. And I just did not leave bed after like 7:45 that day.
Did you stay in bed?
Fell right asleep. Yeah, one night I just went with it.
That is so cute.
So, what do we I mean, I would say, "What do we got for today?" But that would be setting you up. We've got nothing for today.
Yeah, we
Has anything come up for you in the world of providing therapy?
anything come up. My dogs are playing if you can hear that. Anything come up.
What comes to mind for you when we say therapy code is about being how you would program a good therapist? What makes a good therapist from your heart to
Makes a good therapist. My brain is blank, but I didn't tell you that somebody messaged me and said they watched the podcast and they did comment on how they loved the crossover between therapist and administrator and why that's important. And so
Mm,
I don't know if that gives us a lead of anywhere we can go from here.
nope, not at all. Yeah.
And I don't remember because it's been so long since we recorded. I don't remember what we said we'd talk about next time if we even did. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't remember what we said. Didn't we talk about, like, what's the role of a therapist in residential setting? Ironically, was talking to people about that at work today, which is fun, but I think it's probably exactly what we talked about. Just
Yeah,
saying.
we did.
there's one version of being a therapist, especially an outpatient therapist, where things like being the heavy, being enforcing rules, administrative stuff is nothing that you would ever do. But
Mhm.
residential may or may not be different depending on the setting. But anyway, you know what I noticed lately? Have you noticed? Do you use, of course, this podcast at one time was more focused on AI. You using much AI these days?
No, but I did talk with someone today who used AI to help them navigate something in their life, and I thought that was interesting, and they gave me the printout of the guidance that it gave them, and it was really good guidance, and I was like, "Sweet." And I was like, "You know what? Clinically, I approve of this." Like, I think this is good info. I mean, the person is gonna be following up with, like, actual aftercare with the outpatient program and all of that, so it's not like they're utilizing it to just be their whole next step, but it was just kind of like a, "Hey, this is something I wanted to navigate. What are your thoughts?" And I looked at it and I was like, this is really good feedback. And it was just how to navigate conversations in a relationship, you know, and it was really nice that it can help people in that way.
That was kind of the, I mean, I guess that was the philosophy or the observation that spawned this whole show or this whole concept for Therapy Code, which is like, there's some magical sweet spot where if you give AI exactly the right parameters, it can be shockingly insightful as a therapist, or it can, in the right parameters, give very good direction and all that. So we
Mhm,
were talking about how would you program an AI or a therapist to be
mhm.
good. These days, everybody's using AI for emails, and it's kind of wild because I do it too sometimes. Like if I am at work and I am a little tired or irritated all the time, I'm like, bro, because I call my AI bro, of course. Bro, here's what I actually here's what would say unfiltered in an email. Can you turn this into something remotely professional? Because my mind is not there. And it gives me something that's maybe a little bit overly flowery. And then I take that and I try to trim it back 50% and I send it. But I'm sure that people well attuned to AI can still like you can start to pick it up after a while. And so I send my email and then somebody sends back something that's absolutely clearly AI and I like roll my eyes as though somehow I'm better than that, even though I just did the same thing.
But do they take out the emojis? Do you take out the emojis?
There's no emojis anymore. The new thing for AI just in the past like week or two is this super BuzzFeed bullshit clickbait at the end of every query where it's like, you know, I'll just be like, here's an email that I want to send to whatever, and it'll give me a perfectly reasonable draft, and it'll be like, if you want, I can send you an email that will blow the mind of everyone who reads it and is clinically proven to get results every time. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I keep telling AI, like, please don't ever do
Please
that to me,
stop doing this.
ever. And then it's like, great, I won't. And it doesn't for like a day or two. But I think what's happened is ever since there was this big backlash against ChatGPT for agreeing to work with the Department of Justice and the Trump immigration the administration, that it's trying very hard to generate engagement and keep people hooked in, and it's gross. Anyway, though, I think it's weird because it wasn't like this even a year ago, or especially not 5 years ago, where it's just like all these email communications, everybody's tweaking their emails with
Mhm.
AI.
I was taking a moment and looking at my AI, like anything I've asked it, and it was like, "What do I look like with a shaved head?"
That's the
Um,
best query.
I think I sent you that picture when I did it too. Did I send that to you?
I don't think you did.
I think I sent it to my brother. I'm like, "Look at this."
There was a point in
Um,
time right before I shaved my head where I asked it that like 300 times. So I'm like, no, really, what will it look like?
uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I use my passport photo, so it's not the best photo of me, but I just look like crazy.
You look, with the beard right now, you would look like an absolute badass. You would look
I've
like
thought about it just because the whole, like, line just keeps, and I know you say it's not receding, but girl, it's receding, but, like, it just look.
it's a little thin. It's a little thin.
Thank you, thank you. See, look at that, look at that. What is that?
All
What is
right,
that?
man, you got to do it. This
No?
is this is what the episode was meant to be about.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the shaved head thing, I think I wanna try it and see what it looks like. I'm just I worry that I'll be one of those people that has a weirdly shaped head under all this hair. Have
No, but I
you
think.
seen that?
Do you ever go on Reddit to r/bald?
No. But you do, apparently. Let's talk
Yeah,
about this.
it's amazing. So it's literally just before and after pictures of people who are going bald, except I mean, obviously, a lot of this is driven by the algorithm. Like all the time, you see this person who's like grotesquely hideous with their hair, and then after they're bald, they're like stunningly like handsome. It's like this weird. Like they take a picture of themselves, like when they've got the hair, and then when they don't have the hair, they're like like they look 300,000 times better.
Yeah, I've seen somebody post that on TikTok, like before and after, like series of before and after pictures of the shaved head folks, and I've thought about it. I don't know that I'm reaching that middle age because I know there's still some stuff up here. There's still a bit of thinning. I don't really have a spot, a big bald spot back here yet. So I don't know if it's just like not time or if I should just like slowly work my way up and then just have a little like poof on the top. What are you doing?
I'm looking at you without hair. I'm covering up your hair as I look at you.
I actually want to see if I could find it on my phone and I'll just show on the screen what my bald head looks like based on what AI would say. And again, this is what are you doing?
No, you go ahead. I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
say
It looked like you were gonna say something. But again, this is AI, and it's my passport photo. So it's not okay, I found it. Okay.
nice. Get ready, everybody.
So
Buckle in.
this is
Yeah. I
this
think
looks
you
like a
showed me.
mugshot.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
It looks like a mugshot, dude. This
That's not a good approximation of your head, though. I feel
This
like
picture was November 19th, so that wasn't too long ago, that was of 2025.
two things that I know from r slash
Here we go.
bald.
This is
Number
better.
one is that 99.9% of people look better bald, and that might be misleading because
Mugshot. Look at
you're
that
only
mug.
seeing the people that are beautiful after they're bald. But the thing that I am sure about that I've learned is that the beard is absolutely key. I've never seen a person with a beard who's looked worse bald.
Mm.
People without beards, every once in a while, you're just like, oh my god,
So
not
I
worth.
kinda like the silver here, and then it goes down into brown, and it goes up into brown, and there's more silver coming up here, but gray, whatever you wanna call it. Silver sounds better, but also, how am I more graying than you? But anyway, I'm younger, but okay.
I don't think my dad started graying very significantly until his 60s. I
My
got the
brother didn't start graying until his late 40s.
yeah. Well, I'm mid 40s and I'm a young looking fella, so it's good. I hated it for so long when I was a kid, like trying to buy cigarettes or beer or whatever until I was like 35. I was not only getting carded, but then people would be like, no, no. So I used to hate it when I was a young lad and insecure and early 20s or whatever.
I wasn't getting carded before age 18. I mean, I wasn't buying stuff, but like at age 18, I was able to buy beer for people. People weren't carding me. I
Oh,
mean, I was able to buy beer for me.
when I was 18, they'd be like, are you sure this is you, little girl?
I remember up until I was in my teens, I'd answer the phone and they'd be like, "Hi, little girl, can we talk to your mom or is your dad home?" I was in my teens and they thought I was a little girl. I was like, "Okay."
It's like a teenage boy's biggest pet peeve.
Mm,
Get that all the time. Hi, Donna.
that's not who I am.
I'm not. I'm not Donna.
That's a choice of a voice.
That was my young squeaky voice all at the same time.
By the way, this podcast is now just us hanging out. We talk
No,
about whatever.
you see, it all connects because we're talking about AI and the uses of AI, and it is both good and bad for emails. It is both good and bad for seeing yourself ball. I reopened my LinkedIn because I want to post for some job openings that I'm hiring for. But oh my God, LinkedIn.
Why did you
That's
close your link?
because it's LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because you get on there and it's people like, oh my God, just the constant pressure to generate content. And so many people are saying nothing over and over. It's very existentially and gastrointestinally distressing to me.
You get the super diarrhea from it.
I do. I get the LinkedIn. I don't know. I was going to try to do a pun there. It just fell apart. So
Well, every time I open up LinkedIn, there's a political post at the very top. That's not what LinkedIn is for. Thanks.
I've got some, it's been hard for me. There are some friends of mine or people that I do respect professionally or people that I know in person are lovely, talented, brilliant people, but they're doing the LinkedIn hustle and it is difficult to see because I'm like, if I see you again on LinkedIn, I'm going to throw my phone straight through the roof, through the window. Like, I know that in person, they are lovely human beings with a lot to offer professionally, but when you try to say something regularly once a day that is genius and engagement worthy, my God, it gets really awful really quickly. That's kind of always been our problem with the podcast, right? Like, at least on my end, where it's like we've talked about some really cool things, but I only have so many things that so many original thoughts bumping around in my head.
Yeah, what's interesting is, I get so many people on LinkedIn, spammers, who'll they'll add me and they'll be like a recovery person or some therapist. And then within a day or so, they send me a message and then I don't respond. And then they'll send me another message a few days later and I don't respond. And then when they send me that third message, I block them because I'm like, I'm not going to let you just spam my inbox of something I'm never going to buy from you. And I'm just like, I don't want those kinds of connections. Like, it's cool to connect with people but I don't really often. Sometimes I'll open up Facebook just to get rid of the notification that pops up. I do the same for LinkedIn. And sometimes I'll see something at the top where I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I don't scroll. The only scrolling I do is TikTok, but I don't scroll through Facebook and LinkedIn.
Smart, smart.
It's like a black hole to me.
What's your experience? I talked about some of my block when it comes to the podcast. What are some of your feelings about the podcast?
Well, I think it's just, not really having much of a direction, which is fine with me, right? Like, we just kind of talk about whatever comes up. I know it's kind of been, a crazy couple of weeks for me. And so that's, as I was telling Ryan before, I've been like, this is what day something or other of working like nonstop. So it's like with trainings on the weekends. Yeah, it's hard to put out info when when you've been putting out info nonstop for like weeks. That's not this.
Well, there's something about, you and I both work very hard and I enjoy doing the podcast, but when it's like, oh, we should come up with a topic and we should research it, it's like, well, no, I don't want another venue for work.
Right.
I'd rather just do this meaningless nonsense in the hopes that some people out there enjoy it. What do you think, audience? Do you like this stuff? I don't know.
I
David
feel
and I
like
keep sending a podcast out into the universe and just wait for people to.
yeah.
Love it.
I think it would be cool, Ryan, and I was thinking about this recently, if you and I started to look at the psychology of video games, like picking a game, breaking down the characters, and doing that. And I don't know what your thoughts are on that,
I don't really play anything anymore, so I don't know if I could, like,
but they'd be old
as
games.
much. I could do old games, I suppose.
You don't play anything anymore? What? What about your Steam Deck? If you threw it in the trash, I'm going to throw up right now.
No, we play Mario Kart, and we play Mario Party, and occasionally I play Kirby, but I play with the kids once or twice a week. I just think, like, I mean, Expedition 33 to me was just such a great game, and
No, there's no better game to ever be made after that one.
for me, yes, because I think plot and character and writing is what attracts me to a game. So, like, I find it hard to. I'm sure that at some point there will be a game that scratches that itch for me, but I don't think anything else has been close for me. And plus, I don't want to spoil the game for anybody, but I think it's very much a game about figuring out your relationship with games.
About grief. There's
Yeah.
so much grief in that game.
And it's about distraction and the things that you do to manage yourself. And so it seemed to me to be a really great point to just say, I just played a really great game that in some ways is self referential about playing games and escape and avoidance and all that. And I feel like I'm good. That's kind of
Yeah,
my.
I'm out of ideas, Ryan.
We don't need ideas. Do we need ideas? People give us ideas. Because I think I'm always, I think with the podcast, I'm always self conscious of like repeating myself or even in life. I don't know. I think I've got a lot of wonderful and brilliant things to say, but I also think if I've said them to you once, I don't want to bore you again. I recognize that as wonderful and brilliant as I think I am, if I've said something once, it's either resonated with you or it hasn't. And I'm not I don't like to repeat myself. And like that's a lot of what bothers me on LinkedIn or a lot of what I'm conscious of in podcasting is like, I know I've said this before.
What's
And
up, people?
annoying. Let me.
It was. I'm looking up. I found where that comment was. So I was gonna look at that and see if we could do
It's a comment.
the comment was on our video, please talk about neuroplasticity and positivity skills and tools for real life.
Okay. What do you got?
You first. Is 8 p.m. on a Tuesday the right time and day to do this?
Well, I'm good with it. I'm just, this is a person who's listening to us, and I don't want to seem like I'm like
A
be
dick?
grouchy at them. I think neuroplasticity, yeah, no, it's a wonderful concept. It's a way of sciencing up something that we've understood for a lot longer about human beings, which is yeah, like you can get better. I think that's what plasticity to me is one of these terms, and there are so many terms like this in our modern dialect where it's like, no, that's like it's a great concept. It's a wonderful concept. Like this was what we've been talking about since the dawn of psychotherapy, like the idea that yeah, people can get better, basically. I don't know. I have like a weird reaction to it, which has nothing to do with our lovely listener or with their lovely question. And I think it's a great question because I do like any question that embraces the notion of us as people that improve, people that can get better. I feel like neuroplasticity is a way of referring back to I think we're still circling around the idea of free will versus independence. And neuroplasticity is just a way of saying, like, no, like your future is not set in stone. We don't live in a deterministic world where if something bad has happened to you, you'll never get better. I don't know. Am I even making any sense?
That's okay. I don't think I ever to making much sense tonight. And it's
You're like,
okay.
no, you make no sense.
Well, because we're also like 3 week or 4 what 3 or 4 weeks since we've done this. And you and I, when we don't do it regularly, we get out of practice. And I think we need to make sure we have a regular practice. And I think also we should define or at least have some particularly defined thing to talk about, at least a few things just to kind of keep us on track because there's literally 100 million billion things. I'm not a number, but that we could be talking about at any time. And it's too much. Like my brain can't take all of it.
Do you think I mean, I feel like this is a good topic and a good question. I just don't know if I'm explaining my reactivity to it well.
That's okay.
I think so many conversations in mental health still revolve around these centuries old questions about, do we have free will? Are we able to grow in a positive direction? Are we inherently good or bad?
Mhm.
And nature versus nurture. Like so much of what we talk about is just a way of answering one of those three or four questions. And that's where I am a fan of the concept of neuroplasticity. I absolutely think I'm a big fan of that. I also think it's just a way of planting our flag in the idea that we believe that people are inherently capable of and oriented towards positive. I don't know if that's all too heady or philosophical.
I'm so lost.
Good. So is everybody. It's good. What's up, people?
Yeah, yeah. So
Anything that I said made any sense to anyone but me, please let me know because I think I'd be happy either way.
did it make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. But the question is not so much about neuroplasticity as it
Yep.
is positivity skills and tools for real life.
Right.
Missed that.
I mean, great. I love that question. That's a great question. Great direction for us. You know what? I lost the context of what the episode was about. I don't totally understand what's being
So
asked.
this was a therapy tips episode. So not
Uh,
last episode, but the episode before that.
so what are tips and tricks for real life? Tips and tricks for maximizing your growth in real
Yeah.
life?
I've decided. No, I haven't decided anything.
I love it. Whoever asked the question, I love the question. I'm just being pedantic or weird about it.
Shallow and pedantic.
I'm being spectrumy about it.
Do you get the joke? Shallow and pedantic?
Do I what?
Do you get the shallow and pedantic joke?
No.
Family Guy. It's an old Family Guy reference.
Nope, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, no. What are some tips and tricks, David? Isn't that the question there? Like what are tips and tricks to stay neuroplastic, to stay oriented towards growth, to stay on the right? I don't know. Is no being asked.
I don't have it. I'm sorry I brought it up because it's not. Because the only thing that could come
We're
to
we're
mind the only thing that comes to mind is toxic positivity, which is not good feedback to give somebody.
no, I think that
Fake it till you make it.
there's something to be said for that though, right? I don't know. Figure out where you want to go and fake it till you make it. There's some real magic in there. I think you've got to, if you want to lead the good life and lead a life where you are neuroplastic and growing and recovering, it is both incredibly hard and incredibly easy. Like you've got to take care of yourself, eat well, exercise, all these things that everyone's always said. You've got to find a good balance for you. And you've got to kind of follow Maslow's pyramid as well. Like you've got to have satisfying at that middle level. At the bottom level, you got to have safety and security. And you've got to, I think that those really are prerequisites for the happy, healthy, neuroplastic, positively oriented life. And then I think you've got to have meaningful, deep social interactions. Easier said than done. And then you do have to have some sort of a future orientation, some goals and move towards them. I don't know. It's both. It's like I always think of that book, like, Everything I Needed to Learn what is it? Everything I Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. It's like the stuff is not difficult, but balancing it all and actually doing it is. To me, that's what you've gotta do to I don't think that there's a tip or a trick. I think it's this, like, holistic approach towards life. Have to try very, very hard and as much as you can. How do you lead a good life, David Cato? How do you stay oriented towards growth and repair and health?
I'll let you know when I find out. I'll let you know when I figure it out.
I feel like I'm here. And then there's the days when it just like all slips away and it's like, oh my God, everything's awful. But I feel like it's keeping the balance. It's working very hard. I don't know.
Well,
Figuring who you are and how to deal with the things that you don't do well. Like, I've had to learn that I am a procrastinator and I've had to try to do things early or embrace that sometimes I'll do them late and try to figure out when I should do one versus the other. I've had to realize that I am avoidant and had enough experiences of not being avoidant to say, hey, this is actually really cool rush towards conflict, and I've been doing well with that in general. I think it's just a lot of that, like, committing yourself to ongoing self-exploration and self-discovery, and when you find out the things about yourself that are kind of icky, finding ways to deal with that, to manage yourself.
mhm. Yeah, one of the things I do, I go to the gym, work out. That's all good, fun, enjoyable. Eating well when I can, trying to go to bed at a reasonable hour, which I've been much better at. Taking the dogs for walks, like just doing things that are nice for me, you know?
There's times when my relationship with myself is, like, warm and nurturing and supporting and loving, and then there's times when it's like I recognize that I'm just like a bag of flesh and bones and meat, and I just need to like I'm a crazy animal that needs to be managed, and I think neither one of those is bad as long as you kinda have the right time to do both. That
Mhm.
makes sense. Like, every morning when I wake up, I'm like, "I don't wanna go," but I say, "Get up, you crazy bag of flesh and bone, just go do it, and then see how you feel after." I do it, and that's
Where I woke up and I'm like, "Nope," and then I'm like, "Yep." I go,
yeah.
"Nope, yep." You talk yourself out of it, then you talk yourself right back into it.
And then but then, I mean, then there's times when I wake up and I'm like, "You know what? I've been going on a run every day this week. I can take a break day, and I deserve a break day, and I'm gonna give myself a break day."
I
And
did
it's
that
just
yes
you to, like, balance those 2 things between, like, challenging yourself and indulging yourself.
Well, I'm gonna come up with some ideas for some next ones. I'm also gonna ask people at work, what should we talk about? What do you wanna hear? So we at least have, like, a direction. Because it feels weird.
I feel like you're avoiding it. I feel like we could just dive into, like, what I don't know, how do you live your life? How does what? Like, I feel like this question is about how do you live your life so that you are oriented towards growth and repair.
I think we need to have a whole episode on that.
Okay. We should do it. See,
Okay.
question answer is a great question. Once I aired all of my feelings about the term
So what we'll
neuroplasticity.
do for the next one is
David's
we're
like,
gonna
shut up.
start. Huh?
What?
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 What? I thought we
Go
were
ahead.
doing shorter
What's the next
episodes,
one?
Ryan,
You're calling it. You're giving us direction here.
but do you want direction?
Sure.
Okay. What? Oh my god.
We break you.
I think so. I mean, I was already broken before we started. Not like mentally broken, but like exhaustion broken for today.
Does the topic of what are you doing to keep yourself oriented towards growth become
Yeah.
overwhelming? Time when you're very stressed out?
Dude, we can call it orienting towards growth.
Okay.
You're gonna remember that, right?
No.
I'm gonna
This
text
is
it to
where
you.
I need you and your brain.
I'm gonna text it to you right now. So, I'm just gonna say YouTube comment and orienting toward next week.
Do you think it's a
Oh,
good
but then
podcast?
but then we can't do Tuesday the following week because I have a massage that was pre-scheduled, like, a month ago.
Uh,
I
I
know.
can probably do
We could do
Wednesday.
Wednesday that week or something.
Oh, no, text me. I always do text you on Mondays to say, "Are we on? Do we have a topic?" So I'll remember to do that, and you'll say, "Orienting towards growth." Do you think it's a good podcast? I mean, we if we take up the podcast talking about ourselves and what we've learned as therapists trying to navigate the world, is that of interest to anyone? Do we care?
Say that one more time?
I said, is it does that make for a good podcast if we're talking about ourselves and what we have learned in our lives as therapists? Is that a thing?
I think we might find out
Love it.
because I know I'm going to enjoy hanging out with you no matter what. So, even on nights like tonight where I'm a little loopy and kinda lost, and it's just nice being with you.
Can you feel the
Love
love tonight?
tonight.
That's a little gift for our listeners.
You can't start singing something and expect me not to finish it.
Oh no, that's what we're doing here. It's good stuff. Um, good, good, good. So next we got a plan, a loose plan for next time around. Yeah, I think I can talk about anything. I can, point me in a direction and I'll just blabber on. So I'm good
Yeah,
with that.
awesome. Cool. Well, I will see what we can use in this episode, and then otherwise, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, people. We love your questions. Ask more. I'll try not to be weird about them.
Yeah. This is David Cato. That's Rinders Wiki. Therapy code. Bye.